Hello, everyone. Just wanted to cover something today on awareness itself. So, whether you're in, like you're a first responder, you're in the military, they talk about situational awareness, being aware of your surroundings, your environment. So, how does this apply to being in a toxic relationship? Once you're aware that you're with a toxic partner or dating a toxic person, you are aware. There's nothing else to be. So, what do you do with that awareness? You know, another thing is with that awareness, now you have choices. So, what are those choices? There's the choices to give that person the benefit of the doubt, to ignore the red flags, to ignore them rushing you into some deep relationship. All these things are things that once you're aware of, you can't push to the side, because the person that's going to suffer for that will be you in the future. So once you're aware of things, it depends how deep you are in the relationship. If you're already in a full-blown relationship and living with the person, once you're aware of it and you're aware that they're a narcissist, there's nothing that you could think of and do to fix the situation. All you could do now is know who that person truly is and make an exit plan so you could get out of the situation. Because the one thing that you can't do is love them in a way that's going to help them heal. They can't heal and they don't want to heal. The only thing you could do is get away. Some people go, oh, I've been no contact for this long, but they came back and maybe they changed. They can't change. Once you're aware of who they are, you gotta go. And nothing's gonna get better if you don't. You can't heal in the place that made you ill or got you sick. So it's just like somebody being in a boxing ring, right? And there's another opponent. As long as the rounds are going, you're gonna get hit. So how do you get into a position where you're not getting hit anymore? Get out of the ring. Get out of the ring. Get out of the competition. Because with them, you're always competition, because you are a normal person. You don't have this personality disorder. So they're always going to be coming after you. So being aware, what do you do with that awareness? From there, you seek an exit plan. If you're just dating the person, that's it. Just let them go. You could, even if you're compassionate and you tell them why you don't want to continue the relationship, it's not going to make a difference. So going no contact, ghosting them is not a bad thing to do, because they'll do that to you in a heartbeat. So, the thing that we do too as compassionate people, we give them the benefit of the doubt. We make excuses for them. We make excuses of why they are the way that they are, that they'll heal. What else do we do? Oh, we think of how we need to change, right? We need to change to help them. And this never happens. It doesn't matter what we do. The more we do, the worse it gets, because then you start to become something other than yourself. And the thing is, once you start to lose your sense of self, they got you, because now you start to feel like them. So, once you're aware of things, what are the choices that you make now? The first choice has to be to save yourself, to get out of there. And then from there, what do you do afterwards? Then once you go no contact and you get away from them, then you go for therapy. You do your research, you read your books, you start to do some self-healing. It doesn't matter what physical activities you enjoy or what hobbies you enjoy. Get out there, start doing stuff to be yourself again. And this is where the healing process will happen. But the healing process will never happen as long as you're with this individual. So awareness is a big thing. So once you're aware and you see the red flags, you don't make excuses for it. You don't come up with reasons why you need to stay. And then the worst thing that you could do is think of how good they're going to be with the next person. That you're going to miss out on all this greatness, which doesn't exist. You're the one who's making it up because of the trauma bonding, right? The initial golden phase, the honeymoon stage. You remember all these great things if you've been with the person that long, and you make these excuses of getting your sweetie back, but that's never going to happen. So once you're aware of the situation, you really got to leave. There's nothing else you can do. I've been in this situation more than any time I would ever want to be in. What's that noise? I'm in a building, so I'm hearing some noise in the back. But once you know, you know. And the thing is, it's like, what is enlightenment, right? Seeing things for what they are. Let's see. Awareness is key. If you never encounter narcissistic personality disorder, you really have no idea what's going on. Yeah. Most of the time with, hey everyone, most of the time with dealing with a narcissist, you're blindsided, right? Because how are you blindsided? Because you've never experienced this before. Because it's such a rare thing in general, with all the different types of mental illnesses and disorders. A narcissistic personality disorder is not the most common thing. So you're blindsided. And why are you blindsided most of the time? Even though you see the red flags. You're blindsided because all of a sudden, what's that noise? You're blindsided because this person is reenacting everything that you've been taught to be the perfect romantic relationship. The person is charismatic. They mirror you. They're your best friend. They're your soulmate. They're your twin flame. All these things from watching movies and reading romance novels and TV shows. You start to go, oh wow, this person is amazing. I can't believe how I got so lucky, And the funny thing is, these people, since they have no empathy or remorse, and their idea of love is conceptual, it's not coming from their heart, they've watched these movies also. And they have figured out a way how to imitate these people in the movies to get you. So when it's too good to be true, that saying, it's not, So you get blindsided, and then you get into a relationship, and then you either move in super quickly, right? They like to move super fast. It's like, hey, I love you. It's like, you love me, you know me for 2 weeks. Yes, you're my twin flame, you're my soulmate. It's like, yeah, you're my wifey. It's like, it's like, oh, you're my hubby. It's like, it's just so much so fast. And you're like, oh my God, how could I be so lucky for once? It's like, I finally found that person. And this is the stuff that's covert because you never experienced this before, right? It's super rare. Even with people who are, have borderline personality disorder, which is on the same spectrum, it's not the same as a pure narcissist. Narcissists, it's very different. So they're master manipulators. And they know what they would want in somebody, and you don't have to be the person that is vulnerable and weak and pathetic like some people say. No, they want somebody to emulate what they don't have. A strong person, a popular person, a confident person, a person who has a good life with good friends and good relationships and stability. Some of them will go towards the other way, but most of them want somebody that could reflect an image for them to adapt to. So like once you're aware of these things, you can't become unaware of it. Marry me, I have never met anyone like you, who understands me. Yeah, you're so perfect. So, I'm perfect. I'm so amazing. And the thing is, it's like the flattery that they give you is so over the top. That's what happened with me. I even told her, I go, you put me on such a pedestal. It's weird. I go, I don't need somebody to praise me all the time. It's like I know who I am. Oh, I'm an eternal optimist. Really? It's like everything I do is so amazing, and I'm the best, and blah blah blah. And it's just like, that's so weird. And the thing is, I didn't even need that, and I don't care about it. But the funny thing is, from them doing this to you on a regular basis, they rewire your brain where you start to get addicted to it. Even though it doesn't make you feel better, it's like you covertly get addicted to them too. And it's like there's an awareness in that where it's like, oh, this person praises me nonstop. They everything I do is just so amazing. It's like nobody's ever done that, not even my parents. It's like, not even my siblings, not even my students, So it's just like it's over the top admiration, and it's just like, wait a second, you have this awareness that something's off, even though it's something that seems positive. But what kind of reinforcement is that? What kind of positive feedback is that? It's toxic positivity. It's toxic because it's over the top. It's not balanced. It's not normal. And then the thing is too, it's like what you notice with them, everything's from 0 to 100. There's no warm-up phase. There's no cruising phase. It's 0 to 100. Also, either you're all or you're nothing. And you won't experience that till you're in a relationship. So right now, when in the beginning with the idealization phase, you're put on this pedestal. And it's like you didn't even ask to be, but that person slowly propped you up there, and you're up there, and you're just like, wow, I've never felt like this before. And you probably never will again, because a normal person doesn't do this. So as you become aware of things, what do you do with that? Also, with all the self-aware narcissists out there, you watch a few of their videos. How much more do you need to know? Once you're aware, you know you're aware. So from there, what do you do with that? And the worst thing that most people do is they make excuses to stay in this abusive relationship. If I do this, if I do that, they'll change. If I show them their ways, they'll change. I'll get back the person I fell in love with. It's never going to happen. And what else is with the awareness? The awareness has to do with being, brutally honest with yourself. But this doesn't happen the first time around. Because if this is your first time dating or being in a relationship or marriage with a narcissist, it's all fresh and new. So you have no wisdom, you have no knowledge of it because you have no experience of it. And then once you do gain this knowledge through this experience, which equals wisdom, you hopefully don't repeat it again. And once you see the red flags, you don't give them second chances and the benefit of the doubt. You just leave. There's no need to explain yourself. There's no need to sit down and have a talk, because they won't do this with you. Their whole thing to you is to cause you pain. So when they start to do the silent treatment, the breadcrumbing, the baiting, the flying monkeys, getting people against you, which is this part of the smear campaign, all these terms are part of what narcissists do, like a playbook. And then the devaluation, it all goes downhill. And then finally, once they ghost you or discard you, it's like you're left alone. And the funny thing is, it's like the way that I envision this, it's like a mother it could be a father too, but it's a mother carrying her baby and hugging it and kissing it and loving it and walking through a forest and getting to the point in the forest where it just drops the baby and walks away. This is how they make you feel. And then you don't know what to do with yourself. So what do? You're aware now of what they did to you. You don't go back. You suffer, you feel the pain, and you work through it. And as you start to learn what happened and understand it, you don't allow it to be repeated. Because who knows, depending on the person, they could come back in a week, 3 days, 2 months, 1 year. They're like, hey, how are you? And you're like, who's this? It's Keith. It's like, Keith, why are you texting me? Who's this? Oh, it's Jill. Oh, Jill, sorry, I texted you. I was trying to text my brother. And then they open the door, because now it's like, oh, he contacted me. It's like, that's why you have to go no contact and block them. Because some of them will come back when they're low on supply, or they know that you were easily manipulated. So through your awareness, you have choices. And those choices have to be to protect you, not them. You can't put them before yourself because they can never do that. It's not possible. Everything with them works in a way of protecting themselves at all costs. So everything is about them 100% of the time. That's why they're called narcissists. So once you have the awareness of what happened and what went down, it's your choice to what you should do for yourself. Because in the end, you're the only person that can help yourself. There's a saying within Buddhism, not like a quote unquote saying, but happiness comes from within, not external means. Nobody can make you happy but yourself. And nobody can make them happy, not even themselves. So you have to understand that, where for you to be happy and free, you have to disconnect from these people. And that can only happen through your awareness and your value of your own mind, peace, and stability. So hopefully this gave some insight and some help to some people. I'd rather talk to somebody for me to be talking by myself. I'm trying my best, but it's not my thing for sure. But yeah, awareness is key. So once you're aware, don't make excuses for them. Don't try to protect them, because they will never protect you. If you're at your lowest in your life, or if you had surgery or somebody passed away, this is when they'll shit on you the most. So this is what you have to see and what you have to understand, and this is super important. Thank you for the comments, for sure. I appreciate it. But yeah, when you're at your lowest, that's it. I remember when I had reconstructive surgery on my thumb. Yeah, I remember an ex-girlfriend that nothing's involved, nothing. It's like she has a boyfriend. We broke up for a good reason. It wasn't anything bad. And she sent me like the fireman's prayer. And my girlfriend saw that. She's like, oh, you want to do this with her? I want to do that. You want to fuck her? It's like, what are you talking about? So she used that that thing to not be there for me when I went to have surgery, to not be there for me after surgery. So it's like, they never put you first. They never will. And most likely, the more down you are, the more they'll shit on you and take advantage. So, you being aware of everything, what does that do for them? Nothing. If anything, it should frighten them, because now they know that you're on to them. And once they know you're on to them, that's when the narcissistic injury happens, and the rage and the flying monkeys and the smear campaign, because they can't do anything besides try to hurt you, because they don't have a way of communicating that's normal. Everything's a defense mechanism to protect their fragile ego. It's like you could say, oh, I'm a strong person, but inside, I'm a very loving, caring person. Inside that shell, like of an M&M, there's nothing in there. So everything's trying to protect that. And once you could see them for who they are, they're relentless to hurt you. So once you're aware of the situation, what do? You don't try to protect them. I know it's hard not to care for somebody, but they don't care about you. You have to care about yourself and love yourself in such an unconditional way, where you'll do what you need to do to protect yourself, because that's the mode that they're in 24/7. So hopefully this video helped. Thank you for everybody that chimed in. I'm not looking to build a following or anything like that. I'm just putting information out there to help people, because a lot of people, this is very new for them, and they don't know where to go and how to start any of this. And you're like in a fog, you're confused. So where do you go and what do you do? That's why I recommend, after you've watched a couple narcissist videos on what they do, don't watch more. Now go to the next step of figuring out what to do and trying to get out of there, and then the healing process could start. But the healing process can't start till you get out of there. That's just that simple, and that's the brutal truth. All right, so talk to everybody soon. Thank you. Have a great day.